is on the ceiling. So if I go here to voice and video, I don't know. Well, this one's working, so that's fine. Well, we have to download Discord on the MDC computer. Well, you can use Discord in the browser. Discord in the browser. But I download it before class. I actually thought that I would be logged out, but I was logged in to Discord in this room. But if you saw the parking lot, you would see why that's not like a big fearful thing, because nobody's here. I think everybody in the college is right now in this room because it's just completely empty out there. Yeah, honestly, like the fact that there's nobody here, yeah, for this campus. I mean, I guess since there's nobody here, we could take off our masks, but whatever. No, we don't want to break the rules. So, but there's absolutely nobody here. Like, so if you were worried at all about social distancing, there's no one to socially distance from. So, you know, if anybody ever wanted to come to class, you certainly can, and like not feel crowded in. So last time we had more people here than today. So, like, whatever, that's fine. So very good. Let's go ahead and get started. And the first thing I want to do is I want to direct your attention to the class syllabus. So we can see here under the last day of September, we have a link called Strings and Things. Okay, Strings and Things. Okay, the stream is paused. So you can't see anything. Okay, let's try that again. This is not working. Nothing is working here. I'm going to have to restart Discord. I'll be back. Yeah, I still hear the Discord sound, so let me go to Task Manager. What about here? Yeah. Can you hear me now? Okay, great. So it seems to work through the browser. So let's share my screen. Okay. Okay. So, you guys see my screen? You're on the live stream. Great. Okay, so take a look at the link today. So this says, read strings and things. In Java and other object-oriented languages, an object is a collection of data that provides a set of methods. For example, scanner, which we saw in section 3.2, is an object that provides methods for parsing input. System.out and system.in are also objects. Strings are objects too. They contain characters and provide methods for manipulating character data. We explore some of those methods in this chapter. Not everything in Java is an object. Int, double, and Boolean are so-called primitive types. We will explain some of the differences between object types and primitive types as we go along. So this is the type of information that's really important. I had a student who he had taken quite a few programming classes at Miami-Dade, and once I was talking with him about primitives versus objects, and he just really had no idea what I was talking about, right? And I said, well, you should really look into this. This is an important concept because the vocabulary does matter, right? So the vocabulary does matter. So now you're able to join in through your phone. Gotcha. All right, great. So I recommend that you read through this. And pay attention to the vocabulary. Vocabulary is pretty important. And let's get back to that question about the test. So from somebody who has finished the test, can you give a summary of the difficulty? Can you give a summary of the difficulty? That's not going to work because of that.
Yeah. So.
Well, just type it, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jose writes, it turned out easier than I thought it was. That sounds good. After you figured it out. But that's always the case, right? Like things seem easy after you figure them out. So let's hear from some other students. I mainly got stuck on handling the object arrays, but it was otherwise straightforward after that got worked out. Okay, that's good. I really did intend for it to be straightforward. I intended for it to be straightforward. So I think that I want to see everybody finish it. It might take you some time, right? Like, it's not the type of test where you're just adding 1 + 1 is 2. You know, it's not something that will insult your intelligence. It's going to challenge you, but it's not a challenge that you won't be able to overcome. And that's sort of why I'm telling you this, just to make sure that you set aside some time to do it. You really focus, and you should be in good shape. But also be aware of what you have to print out. Oh, that's true. Yeah, good thinking. Okay, so why don't I go ahead and mute myself, and then you can talk.
My audio is 0.
So it wouldn't work if I just muted myself?
Well, that would have worked, but it would have prevented you from talking.
No, I was just going to let you talk, and then I'll talk. Okay, so right click here and go user volume to 0?
Yes.
Okay, now try to speak.
Am I not breaking everyone's ears?
Oh, I don't even want to.
All right. So, yeah, basically the only thing I got stuck on for a little bit was the object arrays, which was a bit confusing due to how the memory was allocated at first. But after I set a new object for each instance that I went through, it went out all right.
Cool. All right. So everybody heard that? That's good. And yeah, so now there's a little bit of a learning curve for me because I have to see how to incorporate the in class with the out of class. But that's good. Like it'll all become second nature pretty soon. All right, great. So read through that, go over this, and now we're ready to start doing some problem solving. Okay? And what I was thinking today is we could go ahead to coding that. So let's all sign into coding that. And let's take a look at some string problems. But this time we'll look at string 2 problems. So why don't we look at count high? Have we done that one yet? Okay, let's take a look at this problem. All right, so this problem says, string 2, count high. Return the number of times that the string high appears anywhere in the given string. So ABC space high space ho is 1. ABC, all caps, no space, space high is 2. And then we have high gives us 2. Now, in the past, I've really emphasized that you can go to Java String API. You can read through all the documentation, right, as you practice. So string contains might not be a bad idea. But spend a minute reading through the documentation and think of possible methods to use. Okay? So right now, we're not talking, we're not chatting, just read through the different methods, and then as you think of something, take note of it, and then let's share at 6:20. So it'll give us a bit of time to read through it, but we won't be spending all night on it, okay? So look through it and look for things that will help us with this. Oh, you did the problem too? Yes. Okay. We'll still wait. But I'll walk over and see what you did. With proper social distancing. What's that? Yeah, that's good social distancing. Okay, let's see. You did. I mean, just the fact that you do this so quickly. Good. What?
And add the groups.
Well, what we could do is, here, let me just, so I don't bother people. Okay, everybody. So first, I just wanted to share some. Oops, I put index up twice. That was kind of overkill. Let's just move that up there. So let's share some other methods. Share some other methods that look promising to solve this. Okay, split, character compare, okay. And what was your idea with split? Okay, yeah, so you started working on the code, that's great. Go ahead and post your idea, and we know that a student in here already has a solution, so we can always check that. So we see you split based on words, or split based on spaces. Back in here and paste it. And, oh, you did get most of them right. So you're saying, every time there's a new space, you want it in the array. But yeah, that wouldn't differentiate between a high without the space. So that's kind of the issue. Yeah, you could do that. So let's see. So anyone else start the code? Who didn't finish? Like we can see Leanne's in a second. Okay, well then let's post finished solutions. How about that? So everyone who finished, go ahead and post it, and then we can compare. That's a good idea. I guess I should have said finished solutions. All right, so let's take a look at this first one. And oh, look at this. Look at this. He goes, well, it's less than 1. Okay, what's the purpose for this? Why this?
So it doesn't go out of bounds.
Okay, so we have one idea in the room. You don't check the last letter. Somebody said you don't go out of bounds. Yeah, I'll check that later. Yes, because it would go out of bounds, yes. All right, looking good. And then comparing to the next character. So now let's take a look at another solution here. This uses substring and index of. So let's go back to here, paste it out, and we can see while the string contains high, we keep making a new string with the string substring from 0 through the first high, plus the string substring of the string index of high plus 2. Okay, so you find the first string, and you basically just get rid of it in the new string. So you keep eliminating strings. What a really cool solution. So maybe if you were doing like a lot of words, it might be getting to be a little bit inefficient, but it's cool how you build it. So that's good. All right. Yeah, I like that a lot. Very clever. So good solutions. And let's talk about how students can get around the feeling if they're stuck. So let's talk about how we can overcome the feeling of being stuck. when problem solving? Does anyone have any ideas? Does anyone have any ideas? Okay, Google's not a bad idea. I mean, the issue with like how we Google it, right? Like if we were to just type string 2 count high, I mean, we can see there are lots of solutions. Like here we have a solution from GitHub, and that's okay. Like if you're so frustrated, you're gonna like go bananas, right? Then okay, you look it up, right? But when you look it up like that, you lose the special aha moment. Okay. Now, if you were to look up like ideas around what you're doing, but not necessarily the solution, related methods is a good way to put it. I like related methods, right? Because that way you're still thinking about the problem, solving the problem, but you know, coding that, code wars, these aren't novel problems, right? These are problems that have a very clearly defined scope. We're working on them so we can get to a solution within not too long, so we can learn something about the syntax, we can move on to the next thing, but we don't want to just immediately look at the answer. I just like to throw that out there because it doesn't really push you. And sometimes when you're learning, it can be an uncomfortable feeling, right? Learning can feel like work, right? And when you don't have the answer, you get frustrated. That's natural. I mean, but when you get the answer, it's a great feeling. When you solve it, it's a great feeling. Okay? So, I just wanted to throw that out there about like how you should address getting stuck and working through these things. So, that was good. I liked that problem. Any other thoughts or comments about this problem? Any other thoughts or comments about this problem?
I have some busted code that I don't know if it's okay to say, like if my approach would have even been correct in some way. Like
Yeah, post it on Discord. Let's see
I
it.
can't log in.
Oh, you can't get into
Can I take a
Discord?
picture of it and send it through my phone?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. Or could you just peek? We got someone back here. Could you peek at hers just from there? Let's see it. Oh, you have bad eyes. Okay, forget it.
I will.
Yeah, just send it, and then that way we can see it.
But if it doesn't fail, I'm gonna like crash.
So, let's see. Do you remember your Fair School account?
Yeah.
You could just send it through there. Oh, okay, so we have a question here. str substring. Oh, wait, you are on Discord. Oh, you did it through your phone, of course. Okay, so let's answer these questions one at a time. So str substring will break the string into component parts for analysis. So when you're looking from I through I plus 2, you're basically only looking at 2 characters. You are examining 2 characters in the string, right? And so we want to know, do those 2 characters, A, B, equals pi? So if that's true, then we are good. I mean, we're good. We found another high, so we increment the high count. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay, so I think I can see the problem. You're saying if h is I or I is equal to I, it shouldn't be an or, and you need to have I plus 1. So instead of or, just put an and then I plus 1. And you're also going to get, it's going to go too far. You see, because you're doing, well, it's less than that length, so the plus 1 will give you the error.
Okay.
Plus 1 will give you. Okay, this is really good. So go ahead and see if you can get that fixed, and then we can move on. You know, the Discord browser app it's pretty good in the browser.
It is, but sometimes.
Because every students are always telling me it's worse in the browser, but I've actually never used it in the browser. Isn't that funny? I've always had it installed as an application.
It was good in installing it, and you would have the issues. Things that would not be there.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on in this computer, but this computer, it doesn't give me as much power as the other rooms. Like, it doesn't even let me restart. I can't restart this computer. Because when I click on the Windows key and I go to like the power button, I don't have restart or turn off or anything. So I guess they don't trust professors to restart this computer. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I could unplug it, unless there's like a lock on it. But I think I could unplug it. So, Windows key and X, that logs you out too? Oh yeah, that does pull up shutdown or sign out, yeah. But it only gives me sign out.
That really sucks. I can restart. Why can't you?
Isn't that funny? It only gives me restart or log out. Oh, well, it's fine. It's no big deal. All right, so that was good. We had a lot of good discussion about this problem, and I think yours does now work, right, Lisa?
No, that only, actually, it reduced me from 3 to 2 days. I put, I starting at 1, and I put plus 1 for one of them, like Jose was saying, and it didn't.
Okay. So,
I really wish I could set this.
yeah, just put the new picture of what you have up there, and then we'll see that. So, not quite done with this problem. So we have some more debugging to do.
But I already feel like this is a very effective.
Oh, no, it's fine. This is good. I mean, like, the goal isn't to get through, like, 10 coding math problems or something like that. All right, so we see here, make it into a character array. Okay, you make an empty character array. Why do you start I equals 1? That's my first question.
Because it might have helped.
Oh, and do you have I times 1? No, that's I plus 1. So yeah, you definitely need to check that you're not going beyond the size of the character array, so it needs to be dot length minus 1. Oh, she's not? But if she's doing plus 1, I mean...
Because the length isn't the actual final character. It will count greater than that. Over. It already...
Okay. Well, now you have a general idea of... Now, we also have another student typing out a suggestion, so let's see that. Another suggestion. But yeah, if you do start at I equals 1, then you would need to inside have minus 1. Oh, yeah, of course. You don't, yes, of course. I didn't even notice that. There is nothing, yeah, there is nothing in there. Yeah, that I totally overlooked that. Good catch. That's not even what I was looking at. But you see, it's totally empty. You have nothing inside of char. It's totally empty. Because you just say new char string length, but you don't put anything in there. What you're looking for, you're looking for this. String to char array Java. Okay, let's go to Geeks for Geeks. This is what you're looking for. To char array is good. To char array is good. Okay. Anyways, I think that's enough time for this problem, so you can go ahead and look at it later. And I was thinking about Code Wars, but I want to go to HackerRank. Okay, because we started talking about HackerRank before, and we never actually started with it. So today we're going to start with HackerRank. Everybody go to HackerRank, and let's all log in. And you're going to log in as a developer, okay, with either your GitHub account or your Google account, whatever account you want, or make a new account. It's your choice. I'll use my GitHub account. And there we go. Okay? So right now, after you log into HackerRank, put a thumbs up above. Okay? So that way we can see when everybody has thumbs up. Yeah. I think the new version is 15. I mean, at least 8. I'll say that much. Oh, okay, then pick 8. Okay, so we're at 10 people. 12, good. 13. Oh, but you're not in Discord, so you can't thumbs up it. You're in HackerRank now? Okay. All right. And then back there, you're in HackerRank too? Okay, and you're in HackerRank. Okay, good. So I think that adds up to a good number. So anyone confused about what we're doing? Everyone's good. We're logging into a website that we can solve problems with. Okay, seems pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and investigate the site. So one thing that they offer you is they offer you certifications. So they say I'm certified as a problem solver. So a little while ago, I took this test, and I got this certification, right? And then I could share this with people, then they can know that I can solve some problems, right? We go back here, and we see I took the Python test. I got the Python certification. And I've done 11 of the 69 interview preparation kit tests. I've done a lot of the Python tests, 77%. about half of the Java challenges. And, you know, this is just like all the other sites that we've looked at. They give points and certifications for participation and getting problems correct. So it's not that somebody is going to see, yeah, you could, sure. It's not that somebody is going to see the certification and immediately start offering you a job, but why does this matter? Because when you do look to get the job, companies use HackerRank to evaluate employees or prospective employees. So you'll be sent a problem that you have to solve, right? And you're given a certain amount of time, and they look to see how you do. So yeah, this site is really, really important. It's a little different from Code Wars because Code Wars is community-oriented. Code Wars is a community, whereas HackerRank is more, I guess, corporate in a way. So I like both of them. They're both good, but HackerRank, the difficulty ramps up pretty quickly. HackerRank gets pretty difficult. And they really focus on data structures, and algorithms. That's usually a course you take when you're a computer science major, and you have to learn how to analyze the efficiency of the algorithm. And I mean, some of Code Wars problems focus on this. Like I was telling you last class about a problem that was timing out. We do have that at Miami-Dade. We do have that at Miami-Dade. That is at Miami-Dade. But most people don't take it here because we don't really have a big computer science department. So most students take it at, I guess this class would be the prereq, and I think discrete math. Yeah, so I think you could next semester. My guess is it's discrete math. It's discrete math and Java. I don't think calculus would be needed. I mean, sometimes they put in weird prereqs just to stop you from. They only accept 60 credits anyways. Yeah, I mean, take it for fun. You might really enjoy it. But okay, anyways, let's get back to the site. Now let's pick an interesting Java problem to work on. So why don't we look at Java loops 1? Well, you know what? To get used to the site, let's start with welcome to Java. Okay? So solve this and give a thumbs up once you're finished. So then once everybody's finished, we can move on. All right, let's see. So you think of the interface so far? Of HackerRank, of course.
Us too.
Anybody, yeah.
I like it. I mean, right now, I don't know why, at least the first one, you know, when they make you do the answer, I had to refresh the page, it would never.
Oh, well, that's not a great start.
Yeah, But
So,
so far, the user interface is pretty nice. I like, the graphic layout.
oh, that's good. So somebody here likes the way the page is laid out, but it needed a refresh before the problem would be solved. Yeah, that sort of stuff will happen. Just remember F5. F5 is your friend in the browser, because then you can have the dark mode. Students like the dark mode. And you know, you just press F5 and it refreshes. Usually that, just like turning things off and on, resolves a lot of stuff. Okay, so let's see, another comment is incoming. I guess not. Okay, so I think we have a few people who still haven't solved the first one. So let's sort of take a look and see. We should have previous solutions here. Submissions. Okay. How did I get the wrong answer on this one? Hello world. Oh, because I left the period off. How funny. So the first time I did this, I left the period off, and so I got the wrong answer. So, you know, those sort of things can definitely happen if you make a mistake like that. So this is the correct solution. Just have to take note of the periods, things like that. All right, so that's too easy. Let's go ahead and take something a little harder. Let's go here to Java, and why don't we try loops 1? Okay, try loops 1. So try to solve this problem, and again, when you finish, put a thumbs up. I've solved it, so I'll put the first thumbs up. that you, Leanne? Thumbs up. Wow, people are fast in here. The CAS group of programmers. Come on, not on coding bad. No way. Coding bad is perfect. If you find a problem with coding bad, then I'll buy you a Coke. Sure. Okay, let's see. It says, given three ints, A, B, and C, return true if B is greater than A. Okay, so B has to be greater than A. And C is greater than B. Okay. However, with the exception that if B okay is true, B does not need to be greater than A. So A is 7, C is 5, B is 5, and C is 6. So if B okay is true, and C B does not need to be. Oh, you did, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I have to just like read through it and think about it anyways. So is anyone getting a wrong answer to share with the group? That we can maybe try to help you with? Yeah, for the hack rank. Okay, Jose, share yours. Okay, so Jose has for int I.
Oh, it's because you can n, the 2 should be the int n.
2 should
You have it
be.
in the string instead of the actual, not string, like, yeah, basically string instead of the actual integer n.
Oh, okay. Enter.
Oh, yeah, Robert.
Okay, perfect. You didn't use n. No, I don't think we do have a Miami-Dade group in HackerRank. But it would be cool if we did. Okay. Do they give you that option on the site? I'm not sure. Oh, they do? Yeah. Everybody add Miami-Dade. Yeah, add it to your HackerRank profile. Okay. Yeah, no big deal. That's why we do these things. All right, we're actually doing really good with time. So it's not even 7 p.m. So I've introduced HackerRank. You can use HackerRank for a weekly code review. Okay. And I'm getting a call. It's probably some sort of solicitation, so I'll just ignore that. So even though I don't put it on the thing, I usually encourage people to use Code Wars. I'm just telling you verbally, HackerRank is also okay. All right? So there we go. And if we wanted to look at a harder problem, let's just go look at, some sort of data. Let's look at an algorithm problem. And see, I've done the easy algorithm problems. Let's look for a hard one. I've done a lot of algorithm problems. But let's go to a hard one. Okay. Can I just sort by hard? Yeah, that's the smartest thing. I've probably done no hard problems on here. It's so hard. Yeah, let's look at this one. Okay, so sort is a simple sorting technique covered in previous challenges. Sometimes arrays may be too big maybe too large for us to wait around for insertion sort to finish. Is there some other way we can calculate the number of shifts an insertion sort performs when sorting the array? Now, the point is, without really studying insertion sort and like being in practice with it, it's going to be a really hard problem. So what's the point of saying all this? Well, the point is certain jobs really require these skills. Okay, what I do here at Miami-Dade with Android classes, the different projects I've worked on, we don't need advanced insertion sort, advanced analysis. It just doesn't come up. But if you ever had the dream in your mind of applying at Google, that's the type of thing they're going to ask you. They're going to say, okay, do you know your insertion sort advanced analysis? So if you get good at these skills, it can really open up a lot of doors, but it's not necessary just to, yeah, exactly. Like behind the scenes, what do they need to do all the things they do at Google? you know, for just being a programmer, a developer who uses Java, who uses all these things, you don't need to worry about that. But I guess what I'm saying is HackerRank runs the gamut of really simple to very advanced. Just kind of like Code Wars, how they have the level 1 problems that very few people have solved. But it's a really good site. Okay, so now it's 7 o'clock. Let's switch gears. Let's try to do some group programming. Let's go back to the site, Project Euler. Let's go to the archives. Okay, so we did this first one, right? We have been to the site before, correct? Have we visited the site in this class? Because I know I showed my C++ students over the summer, but not for Java. Okay, not in Java. Fine. So let's talk about Project Euler. So this site is based on math problems, and that's a very famous mathematician. One time a math student said, "You're mispronouncing his name, Mr. Freer." So I was always saying Euler. He said it's Euler. But he's one of the most prolific mathematicians in all history, right? So it's kind of interesting that we can look at this and do some solving. So let's look at the first problem. Let's solve this in a REPL. So let's all go to Replit. And I'll just make a new REPL. And here we go. Okay, so we need a loop, right? And with our loop, we're first going to go with all the natural numbers below 10. So we'll have a int I equals 1. We'll say for I is less than 10, I plus plus. If I is divisible by 3, and I is divisible by 5, then we have to add it up. We have to sum up all of those numbers. So we need another variable called sum, and we can say in here, sum plus equals I. And at the end, we can just print out system.out.println sum. Okay, so we run it, and we should see the answer. Let's see. So it should be 23. Yeah. That's wrong. So what's the problem? I'm looking for numbers divisible by both, and it says in the wording or. So that's pretty obviously a mistake. So I got to change that to or. And hopefully it should work. I've solved this one a lot of times, but of course things can go wrong. Okay, good. We see 23. So this works. Now to change this below 1,000, we just add in the zeros. And that's the correct answer. Okay, so, you know, we just looked, the last problem we looked at on HackerRank, really super challenging. This problem is going to be for a very entry level or even internship position, just to make sure, can the person solve something, right? Can the applicant solve a basic problem, right? Now, that's a pretty straightforward problem. Go through all the numbers. If it's a multiple of 3 or 5, then you know, you keep track of it.